Good morning. How are you all? Guess what? I don't have a book today. I'm very sorry. It came in the mail yesterday afternoon, and it was a little too late to do a PowerPoint presentation. So today, I'm going to read a little something, and Reverend Ma's going to help me. Today, we're going to talk about anxiety. Do you know what anxiety is? I certainly do. Sometimes it might be that you were anxious about meeting new friends or playing on the playground, playing a game and wondering if you are going to do well and not mess up. You may be nervous about school and kids making fun of you, or a monster under your bed. I know there's several books about that out in publication, but I want to tell you a little story about that. When I was little, in our old farmhouse, my bedroom was right beside the front door. Every night I would have a dream and be nervous. Of course, we called it being nervous back then. I had imaginary boxes coming in through the front door, and they would dance like this. He'd go back and forth and walk to my bedroom. And this is what I would hear. They would slide under my bed and stay there all night. I couldn't get out of bed because if I started to get out of bed, they'd shoot out from under my bed and lay right beside it. And if I stepped out of my bed, I would go into the box and it would go back under my bed. I don't know where this came from, but it made me very anxious every night when I tried to go to bed and go to sleep. The boxes would still come back into the room every night. Crazy as it sounds, that's what happened. And I think I was like in my early years. Does that make sense? Late early years? You know, maybe around 10 or so, that dream went away. So was I feeling anxiety then? Yeah, but we just called it, you're just nervous about going to bed. So what does anxiety feel like? I'm going to ask a few questions in hopes that you will share with others as you feel comfortable. Reverend Mike is going to bring the mic around so we can share some things for other families. So what do you get anxious about in life is the first question.
I get really anxious about something happening to my car. You know, every time I drive, I'm like, is my car making a noise? Oh, is that an expensive noise? That's something I get anxious about. What about y'all?
I get very anxious about piles of trash on the side of the road and trees that are down and so much destruction. And we lived with it for months.
What else? Oh, someone over there. Gonna go in this aisle.
So your story reminded me of one when I was young, and I would have nightmares probably starting in November sometime and going through the holidays. And my nightmare was that the house would catch on fire. And I had to be awake to wake my family to get out. And I think I was afraid that the holidays wouldn't happen. And I think that was the trigger for that. Nowadays, what I'm afraid of is what makes me anxious is the things I haven't gotten done.
The list.
Yeah, I think a lot of us feel that one. Okay, I'm just gonna reach across this row here.
So what I'm anxious about now is hurricanes. I've been here like almost 5 years and had to evacuate at least twice. And it's so scary, but in the larger sense, I'm very anxious about climate change in general and all the freaky things that are horrible things that are happening to people that we can't control. So that creates a lot of anxiety for me.
Thank you, Helene.
I am anxious when I have to sit in front of my computer and start it.
Enough said.
Yes.
I feel like there's a lot of people in this room who that resonated with you, right?
Mhm. Well, let's go on to the second question. Do you have any tips on when you get anxious and what you do to overcome that?
Well, when I get anxious about my car, I remember that I have AAA. So AAA will come and rescue me. And also I've dealt with car problems before. You know, I have had my engine blow while I was on the off-ramp.
Oh, no.
And I survived the experience. So I'm here to tell you all about it. AAA came in real handy then, let me tell you. Right, so what do y'all do about anxiety when you start feeling anxious?
Well, I'll share a little something that happened yesterday to me. I got up and was getting ready to come here yesterday, and my daughter Jill went out to the car. The night before, she couldn't believe that she couldn't lock it and didn't know why. So she went out the next morning to find out why, and the car was dead. She left the car on all night. So the car was dead. So I was anxious. It was 8:30. I was supposed to go pick up Pat Harms at 9:30. And of course, it takes a half an hour or more to get here and then to get to Pat's. And I was just like anxious, like craziness. And, you know, there was nothing I could do about it, but I was still anxious that I wouldn't get here at 10 o'clock. And then I realized it would be okay if I didn't get here at 10 o'clock.
And it was okay, wasn't it?
Yes, I settled down after a while. But the household knew I wasn't happy.
So what do y'all do about anxiety? Laugh. Laughter is good. Sometimes all you can do is
Yeah.
laugh at yourself, you know?
Laugh is good. Relaxing breath. One of the things that I learned in yoga was when you make the exhale longer than the inhale, it relaxes your entire system. And that's a good way to calm down.
Thank you. That's a good tip. So your
Mm.
exhale should be longer than your inhale. Okay. All right. Let's remember that one. Anyone else have any tips? No, we got one over there. I'm coming. Getting all
This is
mixed up
how
there.
Reverend Micah gets her walk in.
Hi, good morning. So one of the things I do is I start talking back to that voice that's, you know, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. So I start talking back to myself in a way that I would a loved one, a friend, or a stranger that I meet that is going through anxiousness and worriness, like, it's going to be okay, you know, it's going to be okay. You can get through this, breathe. You've gotten through worse. You know, the universe always provides people at the right time, right when you need it, you know, so you can get through this, you know, breathe, and you'll be okay, you know. So having that self-love and compassion with yourself, being gentle.
Thank you.
That's a really good one. Being compassionate and gentle with yourself, talking to yourself like you would talk to a very good friend. Did you have something?
I pick up my book and sit down and start reading it, and then the anxiety goes away.
That's a good one too. Sometimes you just gotta move away from that issue. All right, we got one more over there.
I pick up my guitar and play a song and sing.
Yes.
It works really well.
We love to hear you sing, Ron.
Oh, that one would work really well. Music can cure all manner of
Mhm.
all manner of ailments.
Yes. Anyone else? Go ahead, Karen.
I'm just going to add to Ron's music. There's a beautiful quote in the I Ching that says, music has the power to ease the tensions of the heart and to loosen the grip of obscure emotions.
Could you put that in writing, please, somewhere? Well, thank you all for sharing this morning. It's really important. And I'll take the comments about talking back to myself with me. So thank you for sharing that. I don't do that often. So it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.